Alright YouTube, how's it going? Buster here. So this is the bass that I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, the jazz bass that made me getting that a week late. So this came up on Facebook. I think it's Facebook Marketplace. It's not a real Fender. But just when I seen it, I knew there was something that I wanted it. So I've put the pickup covers on it in the ashtray. So when I seen it up, I asked the guy who was selling it, did the neck pickup had a perfect route round it, or was it just a big square? So what I'll do is I'll actually just do this just to show you. So one of the reasons why I wanted this was I bought a clear scratch plate for the vintage Icon series, because it didn't come with a scratch plate on it because it's meant to be basically a copy of Jaco Pastorius's bass. So I spoke to the guy who was selling it. This came originally with a tortoiseshell pickguard. So I asked him, did it have a perfect route round it? And obviously it did, so I bought it. Now this clear scratch plate, when I bought it, is for a company called Music Lily, and they do a lot of aftermarket parts for basses and guitars and stuff, scratch plates. So when this came, it said it was for a US Mexican Fender jazz bass. So when that came, I've tried it on the vintage Icon. Didn't fit, and I didn't want to put any more holes in it because the holes are actually there for the scratch plate. I don't know if you can see them, but they don't line up. So my mate's got a Fender American, so I took this to his house and asked him to check it against his guitar. Right, it's exactly the same screw holes. So I went to the guy's house to pick this up, and I took the scratch plate with me. And I basically told him before I went, I says, look, I've got a clear scratch plate I want on a Fender jazz bass. If this doesn't fit, then I'm not buying the bass. But lucky enough, it fitted exactly the same holes, everything. The only one that I had to put in was there's a screw hole here, which this didn't have, so I basically had to drill another hole into this for the centre one, but that's it. Every other screw hole lines up. So onto the bass. So it does say Fender Jazz bass on the headstock. It's not a Fender Jazz. For one, the serial number that's there does not match the serial number that's on the neck plate. I knew straight away it wasn't a Fender. I didn't pay money for it, thinking it was a Fender. I knew it wasn't a Fender. He knew it wasn't a Fender either. So, as I said in my other videos, I didn't want to do a video until I found out what this was. Underneath the Fender decal, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, there's an outline of a guitar facing this direction. So I scribbled internet, and I found it's called a Rickson bass, made by Dion, and it's the Yamaki factory. So it could be Japanese. It is stamped on the bottom of the neck 1982. It also has the truss adjuster at the bottom of the neck here. It also has under this neck plate, because the original neck plate's not there. I wish I had the original neck plate because it would have told me a lot more information. It would have said made in Japan on it probably. There's a hole, you put an Allen key where you loosen the 4 bolts, and it basically has a neck tilt adjustment on it. when Dion, because Dion and Rickson is Yamaki's kind of home brand. So that's if they make a guitar for themselves, basically they would either mark it up Dion or Rickson. But when they went to Korea after '82, when the Yamaki factory went, I don't know what happened to the Yamaki factory. Mad Malcolm will probably be able to tell you a bit more about that. For what I read on the internet, they changed it so it would say Rickson by Dion. So for what I've read on the internet, if it says Rickson on its own or Dion, it's Yamaki built. If it says Rickson by Dion, then it would be Korean. The also cool thing about this as well is on the back of the headstock there's a sticker here, and this sticker basically says the sound shop and the address in Amsterdam and a phone number. That shop closed in 1984. So this, and it's not a fake sticker, it's like a proper decent sticker. So, and from what I'm told, the guy who I bought it from, the guy who he got it from, had been in that shop in the 80s to get a set up or what done it. So it was in Amsterdam at one point. What else? The guy who I bought it from changed the pickups to Seymour Duncan's. So it's got a set of Seymour Duncan's in it. For what I paid for the guitar, the pickups alone are worth more than what I paid for the guitar second hand. Especially these ones, because these are early Seymour Duncan's. You can tell by the machine heads, they're quality machine heads. They're not marked or anything, but they are real good quality. Lovely fretboard. It's got kind of pearloid inlays. So I found one Rickson jazz bass online for sale. Not that expensive for a Yamaki built guitar, but everything had still obviously had the neck plate, still had the Rickson on the headstock. The headstock's slightly different, but not much. And his is a 1982 as well, and his says Japan, and his has got the date at the bottom of the heel of the neck. From what I read as well, once they went to Korea, the truss adjustment moved up to the headstock. So everything's pointing to say this is a Yamaki built Japanese bass. Speaking to Mad Malcolm about it, it could be that because it's 82, the parts that were left over in the Yamaki factory could have been shipped to Korea, and then what was left was put together. But technically it's still a Yamaki built guitar. The paint job on it is really nice. It's a kind of, it is painted like a Fender tobacco sunburst, where the edges aren't actually that dark. It's just like a kind of dark, well, it's not like a black, it's like a dark brown fading into tobacco sunburst, which is more like, it's not as dark as this around the edges. If you look really dark, that's really dark at the edges. This is more like a kind of a nice tan brown colour. Pots in it are CTS pots, but there's something wrong with the pots. I'm going to work that out, because when everything's down, turn this amp up, that's everything down to nothing. So there's something wrong with it. It's no, they're no the pickups are no microphonic, but I don't know if it's that amp. This is a new amp I've got. Because when it plays through the laney, when you turn it down, it turns all the way down. You don't hear anything. So I don't know. I need to look into that. But CTS pots, and the old CTS pots. Trying to think of anything else. So I haven't done much I've not done what else to it apart from, I'm going to put this, I'm talking to you, I'll put this back on. I took these off of my German made 1980s East German made guitar, because I kind of like it on this. I seen something else with a guitar on one of the websites or one of the Facebook pages that I watch. He had one. The ashtray at the back that goes over the bridge is too short. On the jazz bass it should be longer, so it should cover the bridge pickup. But I seen it, the one that I seen the guy on one of the videos that I watched, his was the same. His was further back, and basically what he was saying was he changed his so you can play right over the pickup. So I think it looks pretty good with the pickup cover and the bridge cover. I might get an extension one, don't know, but I kinda like the fact that you can play right over the, because he's got his the same, you can play right over the pickup. So yeah, so this is the guitar, the infamous jazz bass that I picked up. I've kind of got enough jazz basses now, I think, because I've got this one, which is a 1982 bass. Then I've got the vintage Icon fretless, and then I've got the 1970s. The bass from the 1970s was the full maple with the black inlays and black binding. So I'm kind of got every jazz bass that I kind of want. But saying that, I have seen one that was tobacco sunburst, rosewood fretboard, white binding and white block inlays that look pretty cool. So I'm all going to actively look for another jazz bass. As far as I'm concerned, I've got enough. This has got round bounds on it, which I'm considering putting flats on it and putting the round bounds back onto the 70s bass, 70s jazz. Just show you the 70s, show you what I'm talking about. This is a 70s style jazz bass. So I think I'm going to take the flats off of this, put it on this, so I've got tobacco sunburst with flat bounds, fretted, tobacco sunburst fretless with flat bounds, and then that put the round bounds on this. I'm not too sure yet. So yeah, so I'll let you hear it. You know you can, so I'll hear it. Put the tone up, this is the neck. I can actually feel that. I'm going to have a look into that because I can actually feel that pot moving about in there. This is the bridge, tone all the way up. That's new. Don't know why that's doing that. Tone all the way up, both up. I think I've just broke this, these pots. I got off. I think I've just twisted the pot all the way around. I'm going to have a look at this. Still getting used to this amp. This amp is, I picked this up yesterday. I actually went for the head and I thought that the speaker was small, but I got this for a good price, and now I've got it through, it's a Behringer BX 4500H. Came with just this in the one with 15, but I've now got it put through the one with 15 and the 4x12. I kind of wanted a bigger amp because I'm playing a lot more Ramon stuff, so I wanted to give that gain, whereas TC Electronics you kind of get the gain on it. My neighbour upstairs is going to get a kick in the balls because he's banging about at 10 o'clock or half 10 in the morning. Can't even play, I'm playing my bass, but I think he knows me. I made a video. He does it just to annoy me. You hear that? That's banging up on it. So yeah, that's it. This is the new rig I'm going to be playing through. This week I'm going to look into doing looking into copyright stuff, and hopefully next week I'll be doing a video of me playing along with the Ramones. Just for the fact that I'm, as I said before, I'm not one of the person that considering just start playing the beat. I need to play along with a song. So I'm going to start doing that. Obviously you can do a bit of it's a wee bit, it's cool, it's a cool bass. I like it. I'm going to keep it with the Astro on it, I think, and I might buy the extended one just to see how it looks. I'm going to start doing a wee bit more work to the 1980s East German bass. I want to make that look a bit more prettier, because I nicknamed it Frankie because it is just it's nuts. So there you go, that's it. Could argue with me when I post this up, because I'm going to post it up as a 1982 Yamaki built jazz bass. That's what I'm going to post it as. I'm just going to, all the information that I've read about the bass, as far as I'm concerned, it's a 1982 Yamaki built jazz bass. It's got too much, as it says from all the forums that I read, when they moved to Korea, they've done away with the neck tilt adjustment. They moved the truss rod adjuster to the headstock. The name changed to Rickson by Dion, not just Rickson. And the fact it's marked 1982, and the picture, if I could put pictures into my video, I would, but I can't. The one that I've seen that's either on Reverb or one of the other sites, his is exactly the same as mine but white, and it's got a neck plate saying made in Japan. So that was the same site I had all that for other information. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a 1982 Yamaki built P-bass. If I do decide to sell this eventually, because I buy and sell guitars all the time, I might actually take the Fender logo off it, or do what Phil McKnight does and actually stamp it at the back saying fake. Because as soon if you know Fenders, as soon as you pick this up, yeah, it's a really nice guitar. It's close to a Fender copy that I've seen anyway. It's not got a skunk shape either, but the old, as far as because these used to be called the Fender, when they first came out, Leo Fender, these were called the Fender Precision Bass Deluxe before it became Jazz Bass. The original ones, the original Fender Jazz Bass didn't have a skunk stripe. I've seen a few pictures, 1970, I seen one 1972, didn't have a skunk stripe. So yeah, that's, so there you go. I'm going to have a look at the electrics of this. It's a lovely playing bass. neck straight. I don't have to do the tilt neck thing, so I don't need to. I was going to think of drilling a hole. My uncle suggested drilling a hole through the neck plate, but the neck's sitting fine. So next week's video will probably be if I can get round the copyright thing. Will be me playing along with the Ramones with my Fender P. And once I can get round the copyright thing, then when I do reviews of guitars, then I'll be playing along with a song. If I get round the copyright thing, we'll need to see if I can do that. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to maybe need to speak to somebody who does it already. Yeah, so that's it for this week. So my 1982 yamaki jazz bass. I love the fact that it's got a clear scratch plate on it. It looks cool. As I says, that was one of the buying points, was the fact that the scratch, if you look underneath the 70s one, it's just a square cut out. Even some of the Fenders are like that, unless it's a high-end deluxe model. Because I wanted to basically have a fretted version of the fretless, so sunbursts and no scratch plate, but all clear, so I could see and just all protecting the finish. And I'm going to kind of keep it that road worn look. Yeah, I kind of like it, the fact that it's road worn, so it matches that one. So yeah. So unless I sell more guitars or come into money, then this is going to be pretty much the only jazz basses that I'm going to own. Unless I sell more guitars and buy a proper Fender one. So I've got a proper Fender, well, Mexican made Fender jazz bass and a Mexican made. I'm ready to look at the different Fenders, doing the same thing, just selling off guitars and just buying Fenders, but I don't know. So I've got the main one that I want, that's the one that I wanted, so I've got it, so I'm kind of happy. So there you go, video for this week, a wee bit of rambling. So yeah, as far as I'm led to believe, this is a 1982 Yamaki built Fender jazz bass copy. Don't know what I'm going to do with these plates yet. I'm going to have to look at the wiring, because when you turn it down you can still hear. So I don't think the pot's all the way around, because they're old CTS pots, you can tell they're really old, so I might have to change them out. Somebody was asking me what this was for. Just in case you don't know about basses, when Leo Fender designed the precision bass, he put this on because he thought the bass players would want to pull their fingers here. Some rest their fingers when sometimes you see it here, so when they put their thumb on it. But normally just put it on top of the pick. I've only got two basses, I've got one of these on it. My CV50's got one. But that's what it's for kind of putting your fingers on and gets in the way, but just slap it. So yeah, there you go. 1982 Yamaki built Fender jazz bass. So hope you have a good week. Speak to you soon.